And from this moment forward, you write it your way. So what if they call you crazy? So what if they don't understand? So what if it doesn't make sense to anyone but you? Your calling isn't up for committee. Your destiny isn't a democracy. You don't need a vote to become who you were created to be. You need courage. Courage to walk away from the familiar. Courage to bet on yourself. Courage to build a life that lights you up, even if no one claps. Especially if no one claps. Because this journey isn't about validation. It's about liberation. It's about setting yourself free from everything that was never truly you. And here's the wild part. When you stop chasing what looks right and start chasing what feels real, doors open. Peace comes. Alignment happens. And the grind turns into grace. Because now you're not running from something. You're running toward something. You're not chasing a checklist. You're chasing truth. And let me tell you something about truth. It's magnetic. The more you live it, the more power you gain. The more you speak it, the more people you impact. The more you honor it, the more you rise. Not just in status, but in strength, in clarity, in joy. That's real success. Not perfection, not performance, not popularity, but peace. Peace that comes from knowing. I didn't follow the world's script. I followed my soul's, and I won. Not because I did it like everyone else, but because I finally did it like me. So I'm asking you, what blueprint are you still holding on to? Who told you what your life had to look like? Who told you what was realistic? Who told you what was too much? Because it's time to challenge all of it. It's time to shake off the expectations, the pressures, the limits, and rewrite your story in bold ink. Because if you don't, if you keep living their script, you will never know what you were capable of. You will never touch the fire inside you. You will never build what only you could have built. And that would be the greatest tragedy of all. To live your whole life being everything to everyone else and nothing to yourself. But that's not your story. Not anymore. Today, you reclaim your pen. Today, you become the architect of your own future. Today, you say, I will live wide awake. I will burn the blueprint. I will create the life I've always known was possible. Even if no one gets it. Even if it takes time. Even if I have to walk alone for a while. Because the truth is, it's better to walk alone in purpose than to sit surrounded in pretense. And once you start living true, everything changes. You become a force. You stop settling. You stop shrinking. You stop apologizing. And suddenly, you realize the life you were looking for wasn't in the spotlight. It was in the shadows. It was in the quiet moments where you chose to stay awake while the rest of the world slept. Fight like you're already free. Let's set the record straight. You are not broken. You are not too far gone. You are not behind. You are not a failure. You are not a mistake. You are becoming. Every scar, every setback, every heartbreak, they didn't break you. They built you. You are stronger than your weakest moment. You are wiser than your worst decision. You are deeper than what they see on the outside. And more than anything, you are free. Free? Yes, let me explain. Freedom doesn't mean life is perfect. It doesn't mean you don't feel fear or face opposition. Freedom means you've stopped allowing your past to define your future. Freedom means you're not waiting for permission to live out your purpose. Freedom means you can be bruised, but still bold. Bleeding, but still believing. Tired, but still trying. You're free because you've chosen not to bow to the chains anymore. You've chosen to rise when you could have stayed down. You've chosen to speak up when silence felt safer. You've chosen to dream again after disappointment tried to crush you. That's not weakness. That's warrior spirit. Because listen, life will test you. It will. It'll push you to your knees. It'll whisper lies that sound like truth. You're not enough. You missed your shot. No one cares. This is all you'll ever be. But your job is not to agree. Your job is to fight, to look in the mirror and say, not today, not me, not ever. Because this battle, it's spiritual, mental, emotional, and the battlefield is your mind. So you have to fight smarter. You have to train your thoughts. You have to arm yourself with truth. Not opinions, not trends, truth. The truth that says, I was created with purpose. My life matters. My dreams are valid. My pain has a point. I can still win, even if I've lost before. Because warriors don't wait for perfect conditions. They create victory in the storm. And I know, sometimes the storm feels too loud. Sometimes you're surrounded by doubt, from others, and from yourself. But even in that noise, there's a still, small voice that says, you've got this. You're not alone. You were made for more. That's the voice you follow. Not fear, not failure, not fatigue. Faith. Even if it's only a mustard seed, it's enough. Even if your hands are shaking, keep building. Even if your heart is breaking, keep showing up. Because your freedom is fought for, not handed over, fought for in the dark, in the silence, in the waiting, when you feel forgotten, overlooked, misunderstood. But you keep going anyway. That's when something inside you changes. You stop performing. You stop begging for approval. You stop living for applause. You start living for alignment. You start moving with purpose. You start walking with clarity, even if the road ahead is foggy. That's real power. Because the most dangerous person in the world is the one who has nothing left to prove. They just show up as they are, with fire in their belly and vision in their eyes. And if that's not you yet, it will be. You're becoming that. Every time you choose to believe again, every time you rise after falling, every time you love without fear, every time you give even when it hurts, every time you tell yourself, I'm still here, I'm still standing, I'm still fighting, you become free. Not because everything is perfect, but because you've decided to be unstoppable anyway. And when that decision is made, nothing can stop you. Not the critics, not the pain, not your past, not even time, because you finally know who you are. And that knowing, that's your superpower. That's your sword. That's your armor. That's your anthem. So walk with it. Stand in it. Roar with it if you have to. Because this world doesn't need more copies. It needs more people who are on fire with purpose. People like you. The version of you that fights like freedom is already yours. Because it is. And every day you wake up and choose to walk in it, you become a light, a guide, a warrior, a reminder to everyone else who's still stuck in chains that freedom is real. And it starts within. So now the only question left is, how bad do you want it? Bad enough to fight for it? Bad enough to let go of who you were to become who you're meant to be? Bad enough to shut the noise out and trust the whisper that's been inside you all along? Because if the answer is yes, then it's already done. Because once your mind is free, your life will follow. And nothing will be able to stop you again. This is your victory moment. Take a deep breath, close your eyes for a second, and listen closely. This is not just another motivational message. This is your call to rise. This is the moment you stop waiting to be saved and realize you are the rescuer you've been waiting for. This is the chapter where your story turns, the page flips, the clouds part, the breakthrough begins.